wastelands, where everyone's a bit mad and crazy. Well, crazy is writing a story without an end. Hello, and welcome back to the Wastelands, as we are going to jump back into blueprints once more. However, the main content of the game is finished. All that is left is attaining the achievements and trophies. Hi Shady on Twitch, and hi Shady in chat. Stabity
Hello.
Rabdi is here to join me, this time not to solve puzzles, but mostly to keep me company as I go through the mundanity of repeated one-day runs. So my first goal is to try and get the hardest achievement from all that's left, which is doing my one-day run and 1 hour run at the same time. So let's jump right in and try to get to it. But yes. Hi, Shady.
Hello, Ash.
So just to, I'll stream for you as well, because otherwise I keep forgetting. So I first need to open the antechamber because I need the basement key. With the basement key, it's hard to formulate thoughts on how to do this. So I need to get to room 46. That is the end goal of one day run. I need to build a garage, which can only be done on the west side, and hopefully a secret garden on the west side, so that I can access 2 levers that will open the antechamber. And then I need to get access to the tomb to move the mining cart, and I need the power hammer, ideally speaking, to get to the place where I need to do the underground puzzle to reach the lever that opens room 46. I need to do all of that technically within 1 day and in 1 hour.
That was a lot.
Yes. It is, everybody says it. It is the hardest challenge in the game because it is very heavily dependent on RNG. Also, apparently, Jay is making burgers, which Teets is enjoying watching. Are the burgers looking any good? Ten extra steps, nothing extra in the room. But yes, how are you doing today, Shady?
I am doing all right, though I am worried for my dear friend Ash because our last stream was kind of sad.
Kind of.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm still not recovered. The disappointment is heavy.
Well, the thing is, I have been thinking about it a lot, and I don't like it. I don't think... Wait, the black box is not empty. This is the black box. This is the black box. So this one is false, because it's the only one that has a clue with the gems. No, wait, this one is true, and these two are lies. I had it mixed up, but it was still the right box. Anyway. Yeah, no, Teets, you should enjoy your egg rolls. You've worked hard on them. Oh, greenhouse. It's not giving me... Oh, no, it's giving me the shovel, which isn't bad. No, last stream was sad, but and I'm gonna stay by what I said. Blueprints is a fun game to play. It is very enjoyable, and it has a lot of good qualities. That being said, it takes a lot away from, you know, the poor story that's being written. Takes a lot of the sense of achievement away from completing the game and solving like some of the really hard puzzles.
Mm.
And
Yes, I feel like it should have culminated into something grand.
it should have. I agree. But sadly, it didn't.
Right.
Okay, so I have one antechamber open, so that's already a good start. But I have no keys, so I can't continue on this side for now. The other thing that I also have come to realize is that we are both somewhat avid readers. Whenever we've got the
Yes.
time, we love stories. And for us, a game, like, we play games that are usually, not always, but usually narratively enjoyable. But that also means that if a game like Blueprints that has narrative, even if that's not a core aspect of the game, if the narrative isn't enjoyable, it will take away the enjoyment of the game. That's not necessarily the game's fault, because it's simply... This is not a good run.
Oh dear.
Okay, I guess I'll make do with this. That doesn't take away that Blueprints does have a really bad narrative ending. And it's not just us that think that, because I did some, looking around yesterday after, or the day before. After I had done streaming, after I had gotten off from streaming, I did some looking around because I wanted to make sure that that was the last puzzle, those blue back rooms. And it was. That is legitimately the ending of Blueprints, the main game. And it doesn't take away that that is just horrible writing on so many fronts.
Right.
But I do think that the impact is made worse because we are people who avidly enjoy stories and storytelling. If that makes
It's just
sense.
yes, they made the story that had so many layers to it, and they really they showed how deep puzzles could go and all this stuff.
And then they just didn't
Yeah.
do anything with it.
Right, nothing.
Except show how much of a bitch the great grandmother was.
Yes. Ooh.
She was a horrible person, because ultimately, if we think about it, Herbert did the exact same thing as her, but he was at least honorable and respectful about it.
I know eventually I'm going to get over it. I'll get over the disappointment.
Eventually, I will as well, but that doesn't make it any easier right now.
Right. It really just, it feels like one of those TV shows that runs for a long time and you faithfully watch season after season because there's mysteries involved and there's supposed to be some epic thing that everything's been moving toward. And then the ending's terrible.
Yep. I'm trying to think if I know of a TV show like that.
Well, I watched Lost, and that was really harsh when that happened.
So I've heard about that. I personally have not seen Lost. But I have heard about the fact that it was a good show and then the ending happened. So that is a good example. It's just I can't really talk about that because I
Right.
don't know Lost.
But everything was a mystery in it. Like from the very beginning, the very first episode, there were just strange happenings that shouldn't have been possible. And like for instance, they crash landed on a deserted island, and there's a polar bear there. Why is there a polar bear there?
Why?
It
Why
just
is it?
was,
What
yeah,
wasn't?
and,
What little I have seen of Lost, wasn't that like a tropical island?
yes, it was a tropical island, had
Okay.
jungle on it and everything, and there was a polar bear there. And so like it gets you wondering, why in the world was there a polar bear on this island?
Yes, I'm
And then
starting to.
you start uncovering these different, mysteries, and they lead into another, and they lead into another, and there's some supernatural stuff going on, and there's, it's amazing. The whole story was amazing all the way through until the last episode, and it was just lazy and awful.
I don't think so. I should probably say next part might be spoiler. I'm just gonna bring that up for the people watching. If you haven't seen Lost, might want to mute the stream for a moment or look away for a moment. But I am going to say this: I am not planning on, watching Lost. Can you
Right.
tell me what happened?
Okay, so throughout all the seasons of Lost, what happened was this island was like a battleground for good versus evil, and
Okay.
people made choices whether they sided with the good guy or the bad guy and all this other stuff. And it goes back to this. It's a very convoluted plot where these twin brothers were born on an island and raised by this old lady who ended up killing their mother and stealing them and whatever. And so these people crash land. They were on an airplane flight together. They crash land. They try to survive. Some of them take sides against the others in this big, good versus evil kind of thing. And in the end, it turns out that the entire time they were in some sort of purgatory. Like they even escaped the island and went back to the normal world, but what they found was the normal world, it wasn't really the normal world. They never escaped. They were in purgatory. And in the very end, the everyone who survived on the island, who didn't die, goes to this chapel years later. It many years have passed, and they go to this chapel, and they all catch up with each other and enter heaven together.
Wow, that's lame.
It was very lame. It was very lame because there was so much that happened, and it was a very emotional show at certain points. Certain people died, certain people, you thought that they would be okay and they lived and all this other stuff, and it just gets confusing. Yeah.
I mean, let alone the fact that it's already kind of lame that they went with, oh, but they're in purgatory.
Yes. Yeah.
I would, at least I would be like, you can still make a good story with that entire concept, but then, like, yeah, they all met
Yes.
up and they went to heaven. Like, you're
Yes.
just trying to shoehorn a happy ending in there.
Yes.
Okay, so. I have steps. Don't know if I have enough, but I have steps. I do want to check something out. I may need to try and build a kitchen if I can. Get some more steps, but I'm hoping... No, but it is giving me a lockpick, so it is something. Can I get a kitchen? money. Well, money's still okay. If I had a battery, I could make a power hammer and I would be solid for getting where I needed to go. But I don't have a battery.
At the end of Game of Thrones was really disappointing to all the fans too, so maybe it's something like that too, where you watch for years and you think there's going to be this epic, awesome ending, and then it wasn't.
Isn't the... I don't know if this is true, because I only heard bits and pieces about Game of Thrones, but isn't that ending bad because the ending books still aren't written?
Yeah, I believe the end still hasn't been written. But yeah, or at least if they are written now, they weren't at the time that the show ended. The show writers wrote the last season based on what they wanted to happen.
I might not have enough steps, but I'm gonna have to try and make do. No, Luna, you've already gotten food.
Good luck. That kitty's gonna get a tummy ache.
Yeah. Unless she just wants attention, but, you know, kinda busy.
Maybe that's why she wants your attention, because she doesn't like you being so, like, concentrating so hard on something that isn't her.
Maybe.
I suppose it's flattering in a way, right?
Perhaps. I'm hoping I don't have a key is the issue. Neither of these are interesting. I am wasting steps. But at this point, I need to try and find something to regain steps. To be fair, it's not a bad run. I actually got the basement key this time.
So, are you trying to get both achievements at the same time?
Yes.
Wow. You don't have to, though, right? You can get them one at a time?
Yeah, but they both detail kind of the same thing. The chances are big that if I make my way for the first one, I'll likely get the second one.
Got it.
So... I just realized that the way it is now, I can't finish it anyway.
Aww.
Well, nope. Not gone to anything else. To be fair, I've got the basement key. And I had 2 pieces of the power hammer, so... It's not the worst I've done. However, usually for some reason, my first run... of my first attempt at the first day run usually goes really well, and then RNG turns against me. It's like, you've had your good luck for this run, now you're out.
More blue disappointment.
It's the blue curse.
Oh my gosh. This whole game is punishing in that way. I'll say disappointment is the hardest feeling to deal with.
Yeah, it is. Just wait until you see things in dare mode. Mind you, I think dare mode and curse mode by extension aren't that hard compared to what I'm doing right now. But sorry, Luna is still being Luna. But they're still difficult. Because in curse mode, you have to do everything. Well, you have to do the same thing as in here. You have to reach room 46, but you have to do that while being cursed. And do you remember how hard being cursed was? So I need to do it like that. And then in dare mode, you get extra challenges that you need to do, that you need to respect. Oh, that's not a good start. But there's extra challenges you need to No, Luna. Respect while going through trying to get to room 46. So a couple of things that I found out from my previous run is usually a nursery and a sleeping mask is a good way to generate a lot of steps. A sleeping mask will give you +5 steps per bedroom, per unique bedroom you enter, and the nursery will give you 5 steps as well per unique bedroom you enter. The difference is a sleeping mask will work retroactively. A nursery won't. So every bedroom you draft already will not count. Luna, stop it. Will not count towards the nursery, but it will count towards the sleeping mask.
So if you're going to get the nursery, it's better to get it early on.
Yes.
There's so much to know and remember about this game.
There is.
I feel like the makers of this game really asked a lot of the player to, you know, get involved in the lore of the game, the backstory, you know, put all the clues together. So that's why what did you call it? The atelier puzzle maze?
The atelier puzzle.
Yes. That maze at the end with the blue rooms.
Yes. That's why it felt disappointing?
Yes, because I feel like there was so much expected and very little given.
Yes. I completely agree with you. That, I realized, wasn't the smartest decision.
What do you mean?
The drawing room is a pretty good room to draft because it costs a gem, but you can get a gem back, so it doesn't cost anything. and you can redraw a room once, but I've already connected the 2 rooms. The drawing room is a room better drafted later. I should have gone with my gut feeling and built the locksmith. Also, there's car keys somewhere that I haven't picked up. Oh, I think I know where. Nope, they're not here. Never mind.
I got my sushi.
Alright, enjoy your sushi.
Thank you.
Also, the other downside of like first day runs, is that a lot of the rooms that give you advantages simply don't work because they work on the day system. So you need to go to the next... Luna, stop it! You need to go to the next day in order to activate them.
Oh. Yeah, that doesn't work out at all.
I think it's this... I'm not sure, but I think it's the same with room upgrades. You can get room... You can get room upgrades, but they only trigger tomorrow. So I was hoping for this, because now I can do this, this, this. And because I already sorted out the security system, I can now use these doors as well.
Nice. I have a question for you, Ash.
Yes.
On the topic of video games, say there's a person who has never played a video game before, and they just don't see, the use in it or whatever, and you convince them to play one game to show them how good video games can be and how enjoyable. What video game do you tell them to play?
My first and foremost thought is one of the first things that made me realize how truly enjoyable video games were for me. But the problem is that it's not a game everyone can get into. Is Final Fantasy VII.
That's what my video game answer was going to be.
Because that is a good all-around video game that has a lot of things that I enjoy in it. But there are people who don't enjoy narratively heavy games. And
True.
There's also some actions in Final Fantasy VII that I'm going to say spoiler, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. Because it involves the end of Disc 1.
Yes.
That a lot of people would have issues with, narratively speaking. They don't like events like that happen in a story. If you make sense what I'm trying to say, because I'm being cryptic for a reason.
Yes. Oh yes, I know exactly what incident you're talking about. Now, would you recommend to them the original Final Fantasy VII or the remake series?
That is a good question. Also, my run is over. I did say it wasn't a good start, but it happens. My honest answer would be both. But I'll say why. I think Final Fantasy VII, the remake, is great. It's really good. But I think it's really good because of the groundwork that the original Final Fantasy VII prepared. My recommendation would be take your time to play the original Final Fantasy VII first. Play through that story, see what you think, and then play the remake, because what makes the remake so enjoyable is that the people who did enjoy playing Final Fantasy VII, the remake, is that it builds on the groundwork that the original Final Fantasy VII game made. So if you play the remake first, there is a lot of the magic that might be lost to you if you haven't played the original. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I took a bite of food just then.
No, it's fine. Also, on a quick side note before we continue, it says made in association with Raw Fury. That's how I felt at the end of this game. So it's living up to the name. But yeah, no. If you play Final Fantasy VII, the remake, as a standalone game, it is still a very good game. I'm not going to take away from that. They've built it so that as a standalone game, it's great. But what it excels in is that I think, and I might be wrong about this, but I think that they built on the success of the original. Hi, Duck! How are you?
Hi,
Happy
Duck.
Wednesday. Hope you're doing great. But Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy VII was already a very fantastic game. It was very fun to play through. But was it perfect? Probably not. You know, perfect is difficult to achieve. But it was really good. And I think that they already took what was good about Final Fantasy VII, kept it, and made everything better by making the story deeper and richer. The downside is, and I'm also aware of this, it is a money-grubbing scheme as well, because they make the game so big they can't release it in a single disc. However, that aside, I do think they're both worth playing, but I think the remake has something magical if you play the original one first. That's what I think.
I can understand that one, yes. So that's a good answer. Duck, you said net minus 10.
Yeah.
Duck, I have a question for you. I posed the same question to Ash just a moment ago. The question is, like, you've met someone who's never played a video game and is not interested in video games, thinks that they can't enjoy them. You get one video game to convince them how good video games can be. What game do you tell them to play?
And don't say Pokemon, because I don't think that's a good game to get into gaming.
Well, I mean, if that's his answer.
I genuinely don't think Pokemon is a good answer for that.
Yeah, but he hasn't answered yet. You don't even know if he would have said Pokemon.
True. That's also true.
It does depend so much on the person. But you don't know much about them. All you know is that they haven't played a video game and they're willing to give it a shot. They're willing to play one game to see if video games are good.
Hey Vic, what about Drakengard?
Okay, wait. I'm trying to remember the story behind the Drakengard
Shady, the
thing.
Drakengard games aren't good. I'm telling you right now, if you recommend somebody with that concept, Drakengard first, they're never touching a video game again.
Duck says Mass Effect.
That's a good answer.
That is a very good answer. Just don't play to the end on the third one.
Yes, I was gonna say, I would answer. I could get behind an answer as long as you warn them. Don't invest too much in the ending. What is Teets's answer?
Yes, what is it? I wonder if he's going to give his genuine answer, or if he's going to give you an answer that will just upset Ash.
Probably both.
Oh, that's a good point, Duck. He gets them to play 3 games.
You know,
And
Teets.
Pete says Fortnite.
You know, Teets. I'm going to do something that's going to shock you. I agree with you, but for a different reason. Because Fortnite, the reason is, Fortnite adds so many skins from so many other games that if you play Fortnite, you've played every game. Lockpick is not bad. That's always the risk, isn't it? I mean, in all admittance, I also played Fortnite for one season. I just suck at like, not survival shooters. What are they called? I was gonna say MOBAs, but it's not MOBAs that I'm thinking of. Battle Royales. I suck at Battle Royales, and I actually suck at competitive games. We've played Realm Royale. That game was weird. I also wasn't good at it. I did win a couple of Fortnite games, but ultimately, if you're not the thing about battle royales, and that isn't just Fortnite, it's the same with every single battle royale out there, whether it's Apex Legends, whether it's Fortnite, whether it's Realm Royale or PUBG, Players Unknown Battlegrounds or something like that. As a casual player, you're never going to have fun in that game because you're always going to lose to the people who play that game as their soul game, you know? And it isn't fun going against people like that because they just play every day and they are so good at the game. It takes the fun out of it for me. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's kind of how I see. That's kind of what I see the issue is with battle royale games. I mean, not necessarily, because, you know, yeah, that as well. What I was going to say is, there are other games like, you know, League of Legends, for example, or Overwatch, that even as a casual player, you can have fun in. Yeah, you're occasionally gonna, you know, go up against those people who play on like pro levels or diamond levels and all that. But you can still have fun even if you're not good at the game. But you can't have that with battle royale games, because because here's the thing, in a game like League of Legends or in a game like Overwatch, you have 10 to 12 players. And, you know, yeah, but you usually play like competitive, Duck, in League of Legends. So that's different. I like to play games like ARAM as well. It does have a high learning curve, but if you can enjoy other game modes as well, League can still be fun for casual players, in my opinion. But with battle royales, you usually are dealing with like groups of 100 or more or less players, and there's always going to be, at the very least, one of those tryhards in there, or one of those people that, you know, think that they're the next big thing. And they are not fun to play against. That's kind of my thought on it. What do you think?
Who?
You, Shady.
About League?
Oh, no, just, you know, MOBAs and such. Well, League is a MOBA, but I was talking about, like, Battle Royale games.
It's not my thing. I'm not really into them. Mostly because I don't like competitive games. Because in order for me to win, someone else has to lose. See, I just don't think I'm geared toward that kind of game.
The thing is, I used to play a lot of oh, well, this is the end of my run. I used to play a lot of competitive games. I played Overwatch, I played League of Legends, I played Dead by Daylight. I was actually fairly good at Dead by Daylight. But, in all honesty, games like League and Dead by Daylight bring out a side of me that I'm not proud of. And that is an almost involuntary reaction to playing games like that. So at some point I was like, this is not making me happy, this is not making me feel good. So I actually had to take an active step and be like, I'm going to quit playing competitive games. I don't like who I become when I'm playing them. And I have stayed away from every competitive game. I sometimes miss it, especially like Dead by Daylight, because I was actually good at that game. I'm not gonna say I was like master level, but, you know, I got repeatedly rank 1 on Survivor and Killer, so I had that going for me. But it's not even that I can't compete anymore. I can compete. I don't like who I am. And at some point, and I'm also going to be really honest here, at some point, somebody that I beat, as even playing a fair killer, told me to kill myself on my Steam profile. And I'm like, if you're gonna go that far just playing a game, you really have some issues. And it's just not a healthy environment to be in my opinion. And the other problem is, and this is a genuine issue that I have with the companies, is that toxicity... Oh, I took the wrong thing. Toxicity is profitable. All the companies saying that they're trying to deal with toxicity, but they aren't, because it's that toxicity and competitiveness that earns them money. So they're never going to be as hard on toxicity as they should be. Anyway, let me catch up on chat for a moment. Yes, Deeds. My inner beast comes out from behind the corner. But yeah, no. For my own health and for the health of others, because I don't want to hurt anyone with the things I say or do, I had to take a step back and say I am not playing competitive games anymore. And I haven't since. I quit Overwatch. I quit League of Legends. I quit... Although I did quit Fortnite a long time ago, but I stopped playing that, and I stopped playing Dead by Daylight. And I will say, I don't miss most of it. The only exception is, I do miss Dead by Daylight sometimes. But that's mostly because Dead by Daylight was a fun horror type game.
Yeah, that's another reason I can't really play those games. Something that Duck has brought up. You know, the older you get, the less you're able to compete. And I think for some people that is true. I have arthritis in my hands, and so yeah, playing competitive games like that, it puts me at a huge disadvantage. And I don't mind not winning, but if I'm on a team full of people, it's not fair to them that I'm playing with arthritis and then I'm not going to be able to react well and, you know, keep pressing buttons.
Yeah, I mean, that is a fair assessment. That does
So,
make
you know,
sense.
yeah.
I also think, and like I am just... Yes, I'll first listen to Teets. Yes, Teets. What is a fun thing? Huh. I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't see that in you. That is surprising.
Wow. But you didn't want to go pro yourself?
Oh, this is a good one. I mean, ultimately, I also just simply had more fun. You know, playing by myself. I was also going to say something about competitive gaming, but I forgot my train of thought. Oh, right, and I might be wrong about this. This is maybe, just look at it as maybe me musing out loud, but I also think that part of the reason why I also stepped away from competitive games, especially competitive team games, because that's the one thing I think that I liked about Dead by Daylight. It wasn't really a team game. Like, yeah, if you play as a survivors, you play in a team, but usually, like, even as a solo survivor, you can do a lot. But if you play as killer, there's only one killer. So it wasn't really a team game, but it was still competitive, you know? But whenever I play competitive games, I usually found myself in a position where I had to rely on people. When I was playing League of Legends, I was an ADC main. When I was playing what's that game called? I'm forgetting the name. Overwatch. I was playing support. And the thing about those roles is they are necessary in a team, but unlike playing like a tank or a DPS in Overwatch, I had the same issue, Teets. Of all my friends that I played League of Legends with, and you can ask Duck this, because I started playing with him together, of all the people we usually play with, I was the only one who wanted to play ADC, because I had fun as ADC. But I kind of got stuck in that role because I was the only one playing that. But, unlike... Let me finish my story first. So, unlike DPS or tank in Overwatch, or, you know, jungle, mid, or top in League of Legends, as those roles depended on other people. And if you didn't have at least one person in the team you could work well with, or have a semi-competent team that knows how to do teamwork, in those roles you're kind of screwed, because you can almost not climb by yourself. I'm not saying it's impossible, because I believe people who are really, really good at the game can do it, but I wasn't in a position where I was really, really good. But because of that, I also felt that I got always stuck where I was better than, but couldn't climb out of. You know what I mean? Also, you might be muted, Shady.
That I was.
I mean, Vic, you were decent as a support. Honestly, considering all the supports I'd had, I might not label you as good or great, but I'm gonna say that you were at least above average. So ads are starting soon, but because I'm in the middle of a run, I can't really quit. So I might take a short break after this run.
Oh, right, you're on that whole 1 hour thing.
Yep. No, and honestly, Doug, and I know you don't like hearing this, I know you don't agree with me, but you were a great top laner, and you're a great jungler, and you could carry yourself to higher ranks in that. I couldn't. Like, for me, and I'm being completely honest and open here. For me, it was painful to constantly hear you and other people say that, yeah, you're a good player, you deserve to be higher, but not being able to get higher because it wasn't just me. And that really, really sucks.
Oh, excuse me, I cleared my throat.
No worries.
And we are in ad break.
Yes. Sadly, I can't stop. But I think at least Teets is here. Duck is probably here as well, because I think he has a Prime subscription.
Yay. We're all still here together. Oh, one moment.
Yes. But yeah, because here's the thing. When I tell you, Vic, that you belong in gold, you belong in gold. You have gotten yourself there. You have worked hard, and sometimes you've worked yourself to the border of burnout and insanity, but you worked yourself there and you got there. But I have had everyone tell me that I'm good enough to be in gold, but I can't get there. And honestly, that was then constantly painful to hear, like, yeah, you're better than where you are, but I'm not getting where I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? I didn't. Mind you, if I had a bad support, I would point it out. But, you know, I don't like blaming people, so as a default, I started blaming myself. I just started believing I genuinely wasn't good enough to get there. No, even when you weren't the support. And we are back from ad break. that's another bunch of steps. Now I gotta be careful not to build another bedroom. As it gives me 5 bedrooms. Oh, hi Fable Fizz. Oh, look. The kickbots are invading. Hey Teets, you know what to do. And that is the end of my run. Because I have no keys and I can't open anything. Oh, please. I've gotten enough of those followers on Kick to know what they are. Anyway, before I start up, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm not going to go to my Be Right Back. I'm just gonna get myself something to drink, and I'm gonna keep playing. So, be right back a moment.
I'm back now, and it looks like Ash is on break. Thank you, Duck. Ah, someone named Faisal Fizz. Oh, and they've been X'd out. But he said he would bring some friends to watch this. Add me on Discord at ED Squid.
It's
I wonder what the ED stands for.
it's a bot, Shady.
Oh. I was about to feel bad for him. Usually ED stands for erectile dysfunction. He would be erectile dysfunction squid.
See, this is why we want to add you to the stream, because you're funny.
Oh. Well, I didn't make up erectile dysfunction. Yes, Teets? Oh. Okay. I wonder if all his friends he was going to bring have the same malady.
Shady,
if they do, it's an odd reason to have a Discord server.
He doesn't have friends. It's literally just a malicious attack. It's an account that tries to get to naive streamers, and then once you log in with whatever credentials, they steal your account.
Ew, yuck. Well, he doesn't have friends, but he might have erectile dysfunction.
For the record, Shady, my entire Kick community, or almost my entire Kick community, is made out of those types of bots.
With erectile dysfunction?
No, those types of bots that leave messages to add them on Discord.
Oh, right. scary that there are that many people out to do harm to others.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm eating ice cream now. It is cold, but kind of nice. Those emojis are so adorable.
They are. Hi, Luna. I still can't give you attention. No, Teets, don't. Because that's just going to spoil her even more.
Luna's been eating a lot today when she shouldn't be.
You were going to ban in-game action, not pay attention to Luna or something like that. I know your games, Teets. I knew that that was what you were going to do. And it's already closed me off. It's the end of my run. Fair point. Fair point. And yeah, this run is heavily reliant on RNG, as you can well see. So, Shady, that question you asked me about the game, do I take it that your answer would also have been Final Fantasy VII?
It would have been, yes.
Okay, then an opposite question. Is there a game you have regret playing?
Ooh. It's a very good question.
I'm also going to ask this to chat, so like Teets or Duck. Do you guys have a game you regret playing? And if so, why? I did play that game.
Wait, there's a game called Orc Massage, and you played it?
It's an adult game.
Huh.
As in, it's a porn game.
Oh. Oh, never mind then.
Why did you regret playing that, Duck? Because I can imagine why, but I don't want to voice it yet. But yeah, don't look up orc massage, Shady.
Okay.
It is a not safe for work game.
Wow. Which Mario game, Duck? Was it the original Mario?
On the Wii. The one that you can play co-op.
Oh, okay.
You know, Duck, I knew that was gonna be the reason. In other words, the reason you very much hated it was lazy guy. Right? Wasn't it New Super Mario something? So... Okay, so that's the reason for Duck. What about you, Shady? Do you have a game you regret playing?
Okay, so yes, I just thought of it. Cyberpunk, actually.
Oh.
And I don't know if I'm going to try it again, but I was having a good time in Cyberpunk until either I didn't understand the innuendo of the other character, or I wasn't paying close enough attention to their exact wording on things, but I had no idea what this conversation was going to lead to. And yeah, it led to suddenly I was having a first-person perspective of a sexual encounter that I was not expecting. That was very unsettling. So I haven't gone back to it. And I'm not sure I will. I've heard that they've really redone the game and it's very playable now and it's so good. But, yuck.
I might play it at some point, so if you want to watch it, you can watch me play it. I will probably understand the innuendos.
Oh, good. Okay.
But yeah, that kind of makes sense. And I will say, if you don't... I am going to give this advice. If you don't understand innuendos, have someone be there when you play Cyberpunk. Because Cyberpunk has a lot of sex encounter opportunities.
Wow.
But what about teats? You have a game... You have a game you regret playing? Actually, I think I know your answer, Teets. I think I know what game you regret playing. That is true. But I think I know your biggest one. Well, technically, I think I know your two biggest ones. Yep, that's the one I was thinking of. And I think the other one is probably Space Hulk?
Space Hulk?
It is one of those Warhammer 40k games, but it is not a good one. I think I'm not sure, but I think Warhammer 40 Space Hulk is the first game ever where I saw Teats leave a scalding review, and oh boy was that game bad. You've seen us play Space Marines 2, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Imagine that, but with unfair mechanics. Same enemies, unfair mechanics.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all.
The question is, does Teats have the capabilities of, describing that game in a few points what makes it bad? Yes, basically.
That sounds like a pretty punishing experience.
It was.
Constantly respawning? Ugh. And this wasn't a bug? This was how they meant to make the game? Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't fun playing.
Yeah, I tend to play video games to have fun. I don't know why they make games that are just there to punish you.
Yep, and we couldn't do anything about it. That was fun, I said sarcastically.
Wow.
And that is the end of another run. RNG is not in my favor.
This is tough.
It is, but you know, gotta keep grinding. As to answer my own question, which is honestly, admittedly, a little difficult, first of all, and this wouldn't be fair, I'm going to say this beforehand, this won't be fair. The first thing that came to mind when I asked this question was this game. And I think Shady understands why, and I think Teets understands why. As for Duck, I don't know how much you followed from the start of the stream, but I basically finished the main game of Blueprints, and it basically ends in a similar fashion to those stories that end, and it was all a dream. It's narratively, they ended it without resolving anything. It was very lazy writing, and it made working to get to that point, to get to that conclusion, it made all that effort almost like a slap in the face. But that wouldn't be fair, because in all honesty, if I'm being objective, Blueprints is, for the most part, a fun game, because I had fun chasing the puzzles. I had fun following the clues from one puzzle to the next to then go to a big conclusion. The conclusion does suck, and if you keep that in mind, and if you warn people of that beforehand, the game is alright. But narratively, it is not complete, and it has very lazy writing. But I think that by itself is not enough to say that I regret playing this game, because there were a lot of moments where I, and I assume Shady as well, had a lot of fun playing it. In which case, saying that I regret playing that game wouldn't be honest, I think. What do you think?
I think what made a lot of the mysteries and puzzles fun in the game to solve was because they were supposed to lead into something that would chain it together with other puzzles, and it did. But there was always supposed to be a big underlying mystery we were supposed to be working toward.
Yes.
And I think that's why I'm still a little salty about this, about the ending of the game. It felt a lot like Mass Effect 3. Where I spent years playing through 3 games in this franchise because it was always understood that every choice you made in the game was going to culminate into an ending. And then the ending was lackluster. So it was kind of like that again, where in this, there just wasn't an end. Like, you solved the biggest puzzle in the game, and it wasn't anything.
Yep. And I don't like that either. I really don't. But that alone, I can't say that, you know, I didn't like playing this game. That I regret playing it, you know? I do have a similar situation to Duck, where there is a game that I was forced to play and it took away a lot of the enjoyment of the game. Not necessarily the game's fault, but because I was pushed into a situation where I had to play the game because somebody was making me play it, and having to play for that reason is not fun. Yes, Teets? No, I did play that for a while, and for a while I had fun, but then things got awkward and weird, and just no. Also, losing half my steps is gonna be painful. But yes, it was Halo. Halo isn't a bad game. And I know, objectively speaking, it's not a bad game. But I was forced into playing Halo and I did not enjoy many moments of it. That's how I pretty much felt afterwards, yes. I think it's a good thing. I think that video games as a whole don't have enough regulations, because video games as they stand, and either of you can disagree with me on this, but I think as it stands, video games is one of the biggest digital markets out there. And while there are currently more and more things rising that are purely digital, video games is the biggest digital market. But a lot of the rules and a lot of the regulations haven't caught up to this system yet. And I think it is time that more safeguards for the consumers get put into place, because right now consumers are always getting screwed over for the sake of profits for bigger companies. And for once, I am happy that more and more rules are being instated. And I am all for stop killing games. What do you think, Shady?
I agree. I think every business has the right to make decisions that are best for its business, and the purpose of businesses are to make money, especially publicly traded businesses who rely on stock trading and rely on investors. So I understand how some companies will kill off their games, the new projects, and whole teams of developers just because they were working on a game that was not in the best interest of the company. Like, games that have good MMOs, or rather MMOs that are successful monetarily, and then they will kill off a project because they're afraid that the new MMO that looks really, really good is going to detract from the MMO they've already got. So, yeah, to me, it's like if a book publisher were to do that, they'd say, well, we're going to drop all these authors and all these upcoming books. We're gonna cancel the retainers we paid for those because we just don't want any authors to outsell our current top selling book. That would be silly, and I think they should think of games the same way.
I will say, I've been listening to a lot of, on YouTube news channels that cover a lot of stop killing games, and I just have to point out how ridiculous Pirate Software is about the whole initiative. Dude fell from grace hard. Sorry?
I think that if you've bought a game I mean, with the exception of MMOs, right? If you've bought a game, you should retain the game, and if they discontinue the game, you should be allowed to, I don't know, download and copy it.
Yes, download a copy and...
Well, I mean, like, you know, and keep it. You should be able to distribute it. You should be able to do whatever with it if they're no longer, you know, serving that game.
Yeah, true. You know, Notch actually made a really good comment on it. Yes, but here's the thing, and this is what I find brilliant. Notch, the person who made Minecraft, has a very brilliant take on that. If us buying a game no longer means we own it, then piracy is not stealing.
It's a very good point.
The biggest problem. Oh, hi Cody. Drive
Cody.
safe. But yes, the biggest problem with that exact take, however, is I don't know how much piracy is hurting the companies as much as it's hurting the developers, who may or may not have a choice about these policies. But I will say, and I think it's high time this happened, but a lot of the titans in the gaming industry are falling because they've let things go to their ego and think they can get away with dictating how things should be when they shouldn't. Or am I noticing that wrong?
No, I think that to some extent that is correct. Throughout the gaming industry, and in many aspects of it, actually. And I think that it has a lot to do with the fact that, I think I've said this to you before, people who play video games, who buy video games, they're going to buy video games no matter what, because they like video games. They're going to buy the most interesting things to them at the moment. If they have $100 to spend on video games, they're going to look at what's out there and they're going to pick the best ones. Back before there was so much choice in games, back before there were so many games put out every year, people who liked video games would just buy whichever ones were coming out, and if they didn't like them that much, well, at least they got to play a video game. Even if they make video games that are garbage, that aren't very good or whatever, people are going to buy games. They're going to spend their money on games. They just have to be they're just trying to be the best game out at the moment. That month. And that's the sad thing, is that they know people are going to buy games, whether they own them or not, whatever. It's sort of like, pardon the comparison, but if someone really likes drugs, they're going to buy the drugs. If the price goes up, they're still going to buy the drugs. If the drugs are a bit worse quality, they're still going to buy them.
And that is something that should change. We should vote with our money. We should stop buying crap. And yeah, I do agree with Teeds' take, but they're not going to do that because that would ruin their profit margin.
Well, it's not like pirates are competing with them anymore if they're not selling, if the game is unavailable now.
Well, we also have to remember there are games, there are instances out there that are trying to protect what little games they can. For example, we've spoken about this. Star Wars The Old Republic is currently being hosted by people, by a company, on a server that leaves them up. Of course, there's a lot of microtransactions you can do that will go, I think, to the support of those servers. But there was another game, a really old game, that is still being supported there. Do you remember that? Because we talked about that.
Oh, right. It was like Dark Age of Camelot, I think. Let me see.
They did? Huh. I did not know that. They apparently added new content to
They did.
Star Wars
yes.
The Old Republic.
There was a new DLC, I believe. Yeah, that company that bought it, they are trying to continue it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, too bad. So Final Fantasy XIV, the only new content is stuff in the stores, which is just recolored stuff. That's too bad.
And what did Cody say? The problem is, voting with our money needs everyone to do it, and we are all rather hooked on games as a way to escape and cope with living in the world and an economy that sucks to live in. I mean,
True.
yes, and I am being realistic in the sense that that's probably not going to happen. But I do think even one person convincing... If one person can convince another person to do that and keep the train going, eventually there's going to be change. And even if that is idealistic, that is kind of the notion I try to go by. I try to share what I find interesting, and I try to, you know, help people understand that they need to be conscious about the choices they're making. But I am one person, and I realize that I alone might not be able to make a change. That doesn't mean I'm not going to try.
I also agree that the whole thing about voting with your dollars, it really is true. If you pay for what you love, if you pay for what you love, they'll make more of what you love. Is basically the thing. But then there's also the aspect that if companies are doing things you don't like, don't buy their stuff. Don't give them more money.
Exactly.
Yes, they do stuff I like too at Guild Wars 2, and without the monthly subscription, so, you know, you buy the content, you play the content, it was worth it. And with MMOs, there is an understanding that they won't last forever. At some point, the servers will shut down. But, and as long as you've played it and you've gotten your, you know, your enjoyment from it, then it was money well spent.
And I'm gonna be honest, and I'm being completely honest here. I wasn't always that conscientious about it. I also have plenty of games or plenty of things that I bought from companies that now in hindsight I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. But I'm trying to be more conscientious about who I support with my money and who I don't. And I'm, like I said, I'm one person, but if I can convince another person to do that, we're two. And so on and so forth. That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I have a quest. Oh my gosh, I remember that. Yes, the Guild Wars and the EverQuest. I never played EverQuest, but I had acquaintances who did.
End of the run again. I don't know if I've ever played EverQuest.
It's a pretty old game. I think it came out after Ultima Online.
I've heard about those games, I've just never played them.
I played Ultima Online.
You know, I hope that there's going to be more indie developers, like the people who made Clair Obscur and like the people who made Schedule 1, I think it was called, that actually, so that people pour money into people who make games that are made for enjoyment, not for profit. And yeah, after this I'm gonna be playing Clair Obscur, which is made by an indie. Did you know, this is one of the funny things. Big companies were so threatened by the success of Clair Obscur that when people were complimenting Clair Obscur to be a small studio that got such a great success, that big companies lashed out and saying, but they're not a small studio because they're also supported by extended people, like people working at Steam and such, that helped sales.
And so they just started detracting in any way they could.
Yes.
Oh my. That's petty.
That is petty. Simple solutions to stop killing games, though, is making the server files public when they stop supporting them.
Yes, I agree.
Or I think the initiative Stop Killing Games is about keeping servers up so that they can do stuff at the end of... so that they can still play games even if it is in a single player capacity after the online servers shut down. Something like that.
Yeah, I agree with Teeds and Cody on this one. When a company says that they're no longer supporting their product anymore, then it's not competition to distribute it, as long as people aren't, you know, profiting off of it. Like, as long as they aren't selling it as their own product, then I don't see the issue.
You know,
it should become part of the public domain after that.
You know what? Because I don't know if you know this, Shitty. Do you know one of the reasons that brought on Stop Killing Games?
I do remember something in the news about it.
It's about a game called The Crew. The Crew has some... Have you ever played, or have you ever seen somebody play Watch Dogs?
No. I know that it's a game, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
So, I'm trying to think of an example that could work within... So, basically, The Crew is 99% of the time a single-player game. it has, even if they do sell server support, the publishers choose to give up their goose. They have they have no room to complain about not getting the eggs anymore. Yeah, you're right, Cody. But as I was saying, what was I saying?
You were explaining where the whole Don't
yes.
Stop Killing Games initiative came from.
So, The Crew is a game that has 99% of its function in offline. It's a single-player game for the most part. Now, The Crew is about street racing and such, so occasionally there is online functions where you can race against people, but that's not the primary purpose of the game. The Crew is a single-player game. However, at some point, Ubisoft said, I think it's Ubisoft, said, we're taking the servers down. Which made people think that they just wouldn't be able to play online anymore. Except, The Crew was built so that everything was online. You can't even play the main content of the game anymore, which is single player. Because even that was done online.
Oh my. That's terrible.
It is. That reminds me, Doug, did you sign the initiative? I did as well. You guys can sign the initiative because it's, you know, solely European. I did as well. Also a couple of months ago, as soon as I heard about it, I signed it. Well, no, Teach, you can't, because it's only Europeans and they do check for fraudulent signatures. It is really trying to work against me. Maybe, Deeds. Maybe. And my run is over. Also, and this might be a funny story for those who don't know. So I'm gonna start by asking. I'll first answer Duck's question. I actually added something to my Twitch, Duck. It's a good thing you bring it up. I can point it out. If you scroll just below my stream, I have added. I still need to have a banner made, but I have a list of games in order that I'm planning on playing next. So as of now, that order can change because people can redeem. But as of now, the order of games is So first of all, I'm gonna try and go for the achievements here. I don't know if I am going to get them all because Monday took the wind out of my sails playing this game, and I don't know. I'm gonna give it a good try because I think it deserves at least that much. But I feel so disappointed about the story writing in this game that I might cancel going for all the achievements. But I at least want to try, you know? And then I'm gonna play Clair Obscur, Shadow of Doubt, and the first Dark Souls. That order can change because people can still redeem. At some point, I might say, wait until I play that to redeem another game. But right now, that is the current list. Well, no, because I could come back later, but as it stands, I am genuinely of the opinion of, if I'm gonna quit this, I'm gonna quit this. I've spent a long time on this game. I have spent, I think I have spent 122 hours on this game. So, you know. But yes, I am very hyped for Clair Obscur. But yeah, so I know Vic knows, but this is maybe more to Teats and Shady. This is still about Stop Killing Games. Do you guys know of a YouTuber called Pirate Software?
No.
So this is one of the reasons why Stop Killing Games blew up. Pirate Software is used to be a pretty big name on YouTube, who was, for a lot of people in the time, a great supporter for the consumers of video games. He felt like somebody who has worked at big companies, who understood how the consumer felt about how big companies treated them. So you would think that someone like that would be, you know, in favor of Stop Killing Games, right?
Right.
Except he wasn't. And he made such a big stink out of it, to the point that, I shit you not, it ruined his entire online standing. Wow. Right now, he is the laughing stock online because of his opinion on Stop Killing Games. His reputation, yes, thank you. And a lot of it... Yes, I know about the WoW drama, but still, it's a whole blow up. It is ridiculous. But it's because of his blow up that Stop Killing Games became so popular. It is. Funny and sad. And now ad break. But I am gonna keep playing because I can't really stop playing because time constraint. Yeah. But he doesn't. And everything he does just makes his own situation worse. How do they say that in English? Digging his own
Grave?
grave? Is that the proverb?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah, that's basically what he's doing. Yep, pretty much.
What did you say this fellow's name was? I need to look this person up.
Pirate software.
Pirate Software. So he's a game developer himself.
Yes. Well, Duck says kind of. Yes, I've heard that as well. That people look at his coding and that a lot of people are just like, he doesn't know what he's doing. But strictly speaking, he is. And a lot of the things is because apparently he actually just misunderstood what it was trying to do. But he is so far on his own ego that he's not listening to anybody when they're telling him that he's misrepresenting or misunderstanding the idea, and he just continues to misrepresent it. Apparently.
Wow. From that and from what I'm reading about him and his statements and what he's been doing, sadly, it seems like he's sort of not living in reality.
No.
Like, it really kind of seems like he sort of has a false reality going, like a sort of fantasy going where he's a game developer who knows how to code.
He's also
And,
a nepo baby. Because
oh, yeah.
he genuinely believes he's successful because of his own merit, because he worked at Blizzard. But his father is probably the one who got him his job at Blizzard.
Wow, that's right. I have been reading this too, that his father worked at Blizzard. Oh, and he claims to have been working in the gaming industry for over 20 years. But when he was at Blizzard, all he did was a little bit of as a social engineer.
I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue what that means. Also, apparently, the guy who does the dude from South Park, the WoW player from South Park, that dude is like based on his father.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes.
Wow, they based that off of an actual person. I thought it was just like a stereotype.
Everyone, even the guy cosplaying him, because there's a guy that cosplays the WoW guy from South Park. Even that dude didn't know that. I say based, it's more than that. It's even his father voicing him. That character is his father.
Wow.
Because it was made for him, voiced by him, and with his permission. So that is his father.
That's incredible. I guess he was a good sport about it then, if he voiced it himself.
At least I think he did. If I heard the rumors right, but I might be a little off about that. I'm also like picking at things here and there that I've heard. I don't know every little detail.
Also, I love that comment, Teeds.
Yeah, that is true.
He said, when it comes to working at Blizzard, claiming you worked there is basically like claiming you had a job on Epstein's Island.
It's like saying, my uncle. What is it? My uncle or my father works at Nintendo. I mean, I think a lot of people were. But I think that with time and with power and with reliant on, big investors, all of those companies started crashing down, because once upon a time they were maybe not good, but they were alright companies. But, things got to their heads or something like that. So, This might be an interesting question for everyone. What was your first gaming experience? What was the first game you've ever played?
Pac-Man on the Atari.
Ooh.
No, I'm sorry. Pong on the Telstar.
Is that special Pong console?
Probably. Let me see if I can look up a picture of it.
Pokemon Red that I stole from my sister. Not gonna... Not gonna lie though, that's funny. Then a Kirby game on the Game Boy. Okay.
Alright, Ash. I'm sending you a DM.
Okay.
That, for the commercial, it was called the Coleco Telstar. And I played Pong on it. Made in the 70s.
So, fun fact, Lazy Guy, the friend from Duck and I, has that, and I played on that.
Wow. They're definitely antiques.
Was the Nintendo NES? Do you remember what game, Teets? Out of curiosity. I wish I could have... I am planning, so this is a bit of a heads up for people. At some point, I do want to play through like all the Castlevanias. I do want to do that at some point. But I would have loved to play some of those older Castlevanias on their original consoles. That would have seemed fun. So I believe if we are talking about the very first gaming experience, I think when I was still going to see my father, he had a Nintendo 64, I think, on which I played... That was my first game, I think. I played Mario Bros. 3. I think that
I
was...
remember that game.
I think that was my very first experience with video games.
I liked Mario Bros. 3.
However, I think my very like what I consider my very first game, because that wasn't mine, that was my father. I think that... Was that a SNES, Duck? I don't know for sure.
Yes, Super Mario Bros. 3 was on Super NES. Super Mario Bros. 3 was the one where they introduced the raccoon tail, where you could fly.
No,
The
then it
raccoon
wasn't.
tail.
Then it wasn't that one. Let me see. Let me see. Mario 64. Maybe that was it.
They also had the little frog suit.
I also don't think it was that one. No, it wasn't that one. It was one of those classic side scrollers. Was it the first Mario Bros?
Could have been.
I don't remember. Anyway, but that was my father's. I think my personal first foray into games, when I was 6 or 7, I don't know how old I was. It was my first time that I did my first communion. And because that fell close to my birthday, my family got me a maybe? Let me check. No, because that's with Yoshi. No, it wasn't Super Mario World. I don't remember. It was one of the Mario games. But for the combined for my birthday and for my first communion, they got me a PlayStation. Not like just a PlayStation. They got me a PSX. One of those original square boxes of PlayStations. And that came with a demo for a couple of games on which, I shit you not, I played a lot of Mahjong. Mahjong?
Mahjong?
Yes, I played a lot of Mahjong on that demo. I think I still have that demo lying around somewhere. But I think my very first game was probably, that I owned, was probably Crash Bandicoot. I loved Crash Bandicoot. It was a fun game. Pokemon Ruby. Which generation is that? Second generation?
What?
Oh, Gen 3. Pokemon.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, my first, like, love for games was really established, and I think I was talking about this when you came into the stream, Doug, was with Final Fantasy VII, which is also what got me into the entirety of the, you know, Final Fantasy franchise. And but funny enough, my first encounter with it, I didn't own it. My first encounter with Final Fantasy Final Fantasy VII, was when it was still possible to rent video games from like a local game store. And I got that, and I got pretty far, but within the renting period, I couldn't finish it. And this is the sad part. After that, yeah, that's a long time ago. After that, Final Fantasy VII was one of the last Final Fantasy games I got for my collection. I've managed to get every other Final Fantasy game but Final Fantasy VII. I just couldn't find it.
Did you end up beating it eventually?
I did. And I even got a couple of the secrets.
Nice.
And I think that's the end of my run, because I can't go anywhere else. But holy crap, in those older Final Fantasy games, so many hidden secrets. It's crazy.
So I didn't own Final Fantasy VII either. My elder brother had the game console in the family, and I wasn't supposed to play it. But I was the only morning person in the family, so I would wake up sometimes before sunrise and get downstairs and be able to play it for a while before everyone else woke up, and they never knew that I played it. And my elder brother had sort of lost interest in it anyway because it was such a long game to him, and there was just, there was too much reading and story and all that, and he just wasn't into gaming for that. So he lost interest, so I had kept playing it on my own time in secret, and I enjoyed it, but I wasn't able to finish it right away because before I ended up joining the army, and so I never finished it, and then afterward, joining the army and all that, I ended up watching my husband play it because he had played it and finished it.
Lol teats.
So I never actually finished it myself. Yes, teats.
Have you finished it now?
Actually, no. I've never finished it myself. I watched husband play the end of it. I've played many Final Fantasy games. Well, I say many, a few Final Fantasy games myself and finished them. But not my favorite one.
You should still give it a try. Play it for yourself.
I should.
Sentient creature requirement. That is funny.
Like a banana.
I have the perfect game for him if that's the case.
Oh?
Grass growing simulator. You
That's
just
pretty
watch
good.
the grass grow. That's literally all you do.
I did finish King's Quest. That was the original King's Quest on, I had a Tandy EX1000 computer.
I have
And,
seen. Yeah?
in the early 80s, I think, was when King's Quest came out.
I have seen. You know who I'm talking about. I have seen someone play that game, and I kind of want to play it for myself. But I've seen the remake. I haven't seen the original.
I tried playing the remake. It wasn't as fun for me. I think that maybe it's the loss of the nostalgia for me, but I really enjoyed the first one. A lot of people get annoyed by those older games because you have to type out commands.
I don't think I'd mind that.
Probably wouldn't. Alex says you didn't like Final Fantasy 1.
I am currently playing Final Fantasy 1. I will say, game's a bitch.
Wow.
It's a hard game.
Oh.
And apparently I have the easy version.
You exploited the game.
End of the run. Yeah, I think Final Fantasy... I might be wrong. But I know that there is a Final Fantasy. I haven't played Final Fantasy 3. It's the only one I don't have. But there was a Final Fantasy that leveled by the amount of attacks, and it registered you as attacking if you at the point where you selected to attack someone, right?
Okay.
So you could basically choose to attack someone, cancel, choose to attack someone, cancel, and that stacked up experience.
Oh my gosh.
But it was also a game that had, I think, levels and weapon experiences, so I don't know if that was the second one or if that was another game. Oh, this is annoying.
True teeds.
Yeah.
A lot of games were just buggy on release, and there was no way to patch them or anything. We didn't have the World Wide Web. So yeah, it was...
Or, you know, in case of Bethesda, you didn't have modders.
Right, to fix your game and finish it for you. But a lot of games didn't work when you bought it. It was just, you know, you were out the money. And you didn't know if the game was going to be compatible with your system or not at all. So that was the big appeal of buying a console. But PC gaming wasn't very popular yet because, you know, everyone had a different type of PC. Everything was either Apple or it was, what is it? They called it IBM compatible. But you had to pretty much troubleshoot and tweak your own game to make everything work. The Sims 1 broke your PC, Duck? Ouch. I played the first Sims. I really enjoyed it.
I didn't play the first one. I played the second one, but I got it on PlayStation.
I tried playing a Sims game on console once. It wasn't very enjoyable for me.
My problem with The Sims, right, is that I get into creating a house. I really get into it.
Yes.
But then when the house is finished, I don't want to play anymore.
I know. I kind of have the same problem, actually.
Honestly, this is a funny story, but did you know that one of Duck's earlier nicknames online came from us playing The Sims?
I did not know this. Tell me more about Duck's origin story.
It's not really his origin story as much as it was just one of those names that... I think this was during the time when Akon's Lonely was very popular, if you remember that song. It's
No, I'm going to look it up now.
it's inspired by Lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely.
Okay, I'm looking this song up now.
Okay. I don't think it's shame. I think it's funny. So I'm just gonna wait until Shady's finished looking it up. Because I know that the song Mr. Lonely is originally from someone else. I forget his name. Can you help me, Shady? Do you remember his name?
Oh, Bobby Vinton.
Bobby Vinton, yes. And so Akon had his own cover of that. And Duck and I were playing The Sims, but he didn't know how to name his sim. So we kind of just went with that song and just called his character Mr. Wong Lee.
Oh my god.
And he actually used that as his online handle for a while.
Oh,
Mr.
wow.
Wong Lee.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't think it's shame. Your edgy days. Nightmare 777. I remember that. Okay, you know, the funny thing is, you went with someone who had the online handle Nightmare 777 to MMO Duck. You're on different sides of the spectrum. Nope. No problem here. Vic is the spectrum. I can't help but wonder what the deal is with that name.
Too many Dutch people talking to you, Duck. Coming up with an online handle that's good is probably very hard.
I went with or Azrael for a while.
That sounds like I would be scared of someone with that name.
Those technically were also my edgy days because I named myself after the Angel of Death.
Yes, exactly. I would be afraid of that person.
Then there would always. Sorry?
Well, then there would always be the question in the back of my mind, well, what if they named themselves after Azrael the cat from the Smurfs? Then that wouldn't be scary.
Well, I have good news, Shady. At least you probably made Duck laugh.
Oh?
Because that's what everybody asked me, if I named myself after the cat from the Smurfs. But then I had to leave my past behind because of events that happened, and that's when I started using the handle Ash.
Gee.
And while it is a lot better, now everybody says, "Are you Ash from Pokemon?"
Wow.
And then at some point, I just kind of added the whole, apocalypse, wasteland. So I was like, so that would happen less. And bit of a relief, it did. So, yay for me. But yeah, for a long time, people used to make that joke of, did you name yourself after the cat from the Smurfs? And it didn't really piss me off, but it did get annoying after a while.
It's always hard for me when people change their online handles after I've met them and have been referring to them by a different name.
Yeah, I get that. I'm probably just gonna stick with this one forever now, because I like this handle.
It's a good one.
Thank you. I do my best. The irony is, was it Trust Me XD based on a joke we made? Yeah. And usually when you said that, things went bad. Oh, I'm so close. Ah. Ah, well.
Oh, sorry, Ash.
It's fine. It's all RNG. These two trophies aren't skill. They're RNG. It's just about a matter of getting that lucky run. Hi, Seleki. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Alright, Duck. I hope you can get some good night's sleep. And don't be a stranger. Come hang out in Discord.
Hi, Duck. Bye, Duck. Have a good night. And hi, Sileki.
I'm alright. Under the circumstances, I'm alright. You seem to be hanging on. You alright? Can you talk about what's going on, or is it private? If it's private, I understand. Just offering a listening ear. Oh, yes. I think maybe other than Shady, everybody here can understand your pain. Shady, you haven't worked retail, have you?
Technically one time I helped someone in a store. I wouldn't really call it working retail though, because I wasn't like formally employed there. So I'd better say no.
And while strictly speaking, I haven't done a standard retail job, I have done something, I would say, similar enough, which I had a job for 3 years where I had to call people to do market surveys. That is a thankless job, let me tell you. Okay, built a nursery, because that's good to have early.
I have never heard anyone say they liked their job when they were working retail.
You know the worst... So this is the thing. You know the worst part about working retail?
Anxiety from talking to people?
It's the people. It's
The
not
people
even
themselves.
it's usually not even the job. Sometimes it's the managers and all that. And it's a lot of things. But a lot of the times, it's the people.
Like the customers.
Yep. People can be horrible.
Wow. Then I'm glad I never worked retail. Oh my goodness, when I don't really go shopping in person much, but when I do, like I wonder if I'm that customer, you know?
No, you're
Because
not.
a lot of times I don't know where something is, or I have a question about something, and I always try to find someone who works there, but I don't want to, I'm kind of nervous about the whole interaction, so I try to be as polite as possible, and then I worry, am I just
Shady,
annoying this person?
you're not that person. Trust me when I say you're not that person. I think Silaki could probably give you a better example of who those people are.
Oh. Oh, Walmart. I have not been into a Walmart in at least maybe 15 years, I think. And it's just because, and I've told Ash and Tease this before, it's just because when I went there, no one ever seemed to want to be there. The people who worked there didn't want to be there. The shoppers didn't really want to be there. It was just, it was just a bad experience. It was a depressing place.
Now, I will say, just FYI, nothing wrong with being shady. Right, Shady?
Oh, that's right. Sorry, that's what I go by the name Shady most of the time online.
That's literally her online handle, so that's why it's usually funny.
My Twitch handle is Stabbity Rabbity, but yes.
Which makes it even more funny considering your Discord handle is Shady, but your Twitch handle is Stabbity Rabbity.
I like things that rhyme.
I know.
I also have a knife collection.
Yes, but your Twitch handle is Stabbing Rabbits.
Yes. Oh, because it cuts it off. Yeah, but back to that topic about picking your online handle. It is a very important decision, and a lot of thought should be given to it. I didn't really give a lot of thought. Thank you, Sileki.
It is sketchy. I'm not disagreeing with that. I just think it's funny because, Stabbity, Rabbity, and Shady, you have very serial killer names.
Gosh, I do, don't I? Wow. Well, the reason I picked that the online handle of Shady was just because it was kind of a joke of accepting the label that was put on me.
I knew it. I was waiting for it. I knew you were gonna bring it up.
Yes, the Ash's serial killer characters.
Apparently, and I don't know, I assume it's true because everybody tells me, when I play Guild Wars 2, apparently all my characters look like serial killers. And that's not intentional. That's just how I apparently make my characters. Also, Run is over.
Not the new one. Oh.
Well,
and
no,
so
but that one's...
No, I am not the real Slim Shady. I will remain seated.
I mean, does it? My bounty hunter doesn't look like a serial killer. My smuggler. She's a smuggler, though. Also, what did you DM me?
What?
He DM'd me, hey, are you, the Ash, the one from Pokemon? Fuck you, Teets! You're one of my best friends, but fuck you for that!
No more fucks to give, my fucks have runneth dry. I tried to go fuck shopping, but there's no fucks left to buy. I've no more fucks to give, no more fucks I tried to get. I'm over my debt.
So catchy.
It is. Also,
Ash.
yes.
Hmm? Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead first.
Well, what I was going to say was, did I ever tell you about how I deemed myself shady as an online handle?
No, I don't think you did. Or you might have, and I've forgotten. I'll be honest, but I don't remember right now. Could be a good story
Well,
to tell, so go for it.
maybe. In my line of work, every so many years, a federal investigator has to come around and talk to all my neighbors and my references and people who know me, coworkers, whatever, and just reinvestigate me to make sure that I haven't had any strange changes in lifestyle, habits, risk behaviors or anything like that. And so, it's not because I'm like, a criminal or anything, but that's how my neighbors took it, because the federal investigators don't disclose why they're investigating you. All they do is they come around with their badge and identification, and they say, I'm a federal investigator and I need to ask you some questions about your neighbor, blah blah blah. And yeah, they don't say it's for work or anything. So of course my neighbors were very suspicious of me after that. And I'm not very social anyway, but I like to think I'm a nice neighbor. I'm cordial, I'm polite, I think I'm friendly. I wave and whatever when we see each other in the driveway. And I do favors for my neighbors, like feeding their cat when they're away on vacation. But then, the investigator told me all these things that they said about me. Well, she stays indoors most of the time, very quiet, very strange. I know they have a daughter, but they don't have a lot of people over at their house, and then they started, speculating. Are they drug dealers? Is that why they've been investigated? Is that why they keep to themselves? They're so quiet. All these things. It was startling to hear all of the things that my neighbors presumed about me. So yeah, they said that I was shady. Shady as fuck, if pardon my language. Deals in legal cuddles and dog negotiations. Indeed. So yes, so when I had to come up with an online handle, I just thought, I am shady.
That is funny, though.
Yes. And because I like things that rhyme, I named myself Shady Lady, which I was told makes me sound like a prostitute. So I just shortened it to Shady.
And now everybody
Which sounds
asks.
cooler to people.
And now everybody asks if you're the real Slim Shady.
Exactly. It sounds much cooler to people because of its association with Eminem.
Also, so what I was going to say, just to update you on what's going on, Sileki, Monday I finished all of the main game of Blueprints, and I was thoroughly disappointed. So right now I am trying to go for the 1 day and the 1 hour run.
It was very disappointing, Sileki. So, they have cutscenes in this game sometimes. I'm sure you've seen them. Where, if you solve certain puzzles or something, you get a little cutscene and it shows some things. And it was kind of satisfying, yes, because you're on the right track of something. We solved the puzzle behind all of the puzzles. The big one. And there was nothing. There was no cutscene or anything. It was just, and now that's it. Done. There was no great reveal of information. The most you got was another document. It was a will written by one of the characters that really was completely ineffectual, and all it did was let us understand what a jerk they were. Yes, we got a document to read.
I kind of blocked myself.
Oops.
Whoops.
See, it is sad, isn't it? Like we keep discovering all these things and getting, deeper and deeper
They
into this
have
mystery.
they have a lot of good build up. They have a lot of fascinating lore. But then it's just like it ends. Congratulations. Pat on the back. You solved all the puzzles. Congratulations. That's it.
Yeah, but it didn't even come from a person who was likable. It was like a congratulations from a person who was very unlikable. And they were like,
Yep.
congratulations, you get my respect.
The one thing I didn't care about.
Yes.
Because it came from a mother who played favorites her entire life and made a will that overrides all her descendants' wills altogether.
Yes, exactly, Psylocke, exactly. All that build up and suspense and excitement, and then nothing.
It's why I am going to try and get the achievements. I don't know if I'm gonna go for all of them. But I at least want to give it a try because that's how disappointed I am in the game. And the puzzles were fun, don't get me wrong. Even solving that last puzzle was fun. But the narrative reward was so bad that it basically robbed you of the feeling of achievement.
Yes.
Also, ad break starting soon, but regretfully I can't stop during the ads because, timer.
Well, that's the thing, Psylocke.
You
He
don't
doesn't really
know.
get an ending because in it's the same ending. The will was written by someone other than Herbert Sinclair, one of his, someone who came before him, and it basically said it overrode his will, but it still leaves everything to Simon because Simon was the person who solved the puzzle. But yeah, it was silly. Oh, ad break.
Simon doesn't even get reunited with his mother.
No,
He
yeah, we're in
doesn't even
ad break
get
right
that.
now.
Yeah. I'll say it again once.
Yes.
Let me do something else real quick. So, first of all, welcome back. Sorry about the ads, can't do much about that.
Oh,
But-
are we back?
Well, the ads aren't done yet, but depending on when
Oh.
people get them, they can get out of it sooner.
Ah, goody goody. Okay.
But yeah, Simon doesn't even get reunited with his mother. The only consistency that this game has, and I'll at least give it props for that, which is something Shady pointed out, is that Alzara was always right.
Yes. I just think it's such a tragic story. Like, because like we find out so much, right? And I don't want to give spoilers to anyone who doesn't want them. But you know, we hear about a lot of the things about Mary and the things that she chose to do, which kept her separated from her son and husband. And then you find out the reasons behind why she chose that, the influences that steered her in that direction. And you don't ever really get good satisfaction out of any of it. It's all so tragic. And now, after hearing all this, knowing all this, all the I guess the blue tint of everything in the house, and the type of music that I once found relaxing is now sort of sad music. It's all, you know. Maybe it would do better if we got to see the house full of people again, you know, because the staff and everyone is away while Simon does his exploration, and they're supposed to come back when he's done. But yeah, I think maybe that would be a little more cheerful if the house wasn't just empty. Teeth says that Simon's a Necron.
Yeah. So, if for those trying, I'm just gonna say this, but for those trying to get for the 1 day and 1 hour trophy, there's a little cheat you can do. If you build the secret garden on this side and then have the garage after it, you can actually hit 2 levels at once. Because you can reach the backside from this level here.
I hope you make it this time.
Yep. If you memorize where everything is, you can find it without solving the clues. Okay, that is good. That is really good. Let me bring up the puzzle solution really quick. So first
Yeah.
it's the hoe.
Beg your... Oh, that's right.
Then it's the chef. I beg your pardon.
Sorry, I forgot that the angel was holding a garden tool that is also called a hoe. Oh, me too, Sileki.
Funny enough, I'm pretty good at it, but I'm nothing compared to Teets.
Yes, Keats may have a positronic brain. job, Ash. That's true, Teens. You and I have opposite problems there. My poor memory means I get to re-experience things for the first time sometimes, and only sometimes get a familiarity, or just a vague sense of familiarity about things. But I can read books over again and all sorts of stuff. But you will remember everything.
Now I either need the foundation or the broken lever and the battery.
I hope you get it.
Okay, that's all good and well, but I'd like some gems. Oh, I might get the battery or the broken lever here. Broken lever. All that's left is the battery. But I do need to pay attention that I don't forgo all my steps. Ooh, dinner. That is good. But I want to wait until I get aquarium. Because if I can get an aquarium, that's an extra 30 steps. Okay, so I'm gonna risk it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I hope you get that aquarium.
Oh. I could also use the kitchen. Oh, wait, I can buy a gem. Let me buy 2 gems. Just to be safe. Turn on the dark room. If I'm lucky and the dark room gives me the battery, I should be set, except for steps, because I am gonna need more steps. But if I can get those 2, I should be able to finish the first day run, in theory. I also need to check in places where I've been for food. No, it's not giving me the battery.
Oh, too bad. Ooh, you're getting low in steps.
I got the kitchen.
Oh boy. That's good.
That would be 15 steps, but actually, it's probably better. I can do 3 bananas, which I don't think it's gonna be more, but it's gonna be a lot of steps, because that's 4 steps, that's 12 for
Well, that's good.
less. So, yeah, if I can get 1 more coin. The problem right now is I either need the foundation or I need to get the power hammer. Because that's the only way that I can reach the destination that I need to be.
And for the power hammer, you need the battery.
I need the battery. All the rest I have.
Is the foundation a very common...
No, it's a rare one.
Ouch.
Could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Could you look up where the battery potentially spawns?
Okay, sure. Okay, the AI overview says primarily spawn in the workshop. However, if you've already looted the workshop and had no luck there, you can also find battery packs in the garage, in the car's trunk, require car keys, or the lost and found room, the dark room after restoring light, or by trading for one at the trading post.
So I can't get a battery because I have none of those.
Darn. Okay, so you need the foundation.
But first I need to go back. Because I've got... I don't have a lot of red rooms. But I can consider getting that.
The wiki actually says, because it's the battery pack you're after, right?
Yes.
Okay. They spawn in the archives, the attic, clock tower, dark room, garage after picking up the car keys. Oh, after the upgrade disc, sorry. Laboratory, lost and found, mail room, patio, storeroom,
I got it!
shed. Yay!
I got the battery. Now
You got the battery.
Now I just hope I have the steps.
Oh gosh. Be careful, don't waste steps.
I'm trying not to. Okay, so I need to do something difficult.
Okay.
I have the secret garden, which I built here, which means every room before this has potentially fruit. I need to go through the rooms and see if it has fruit.
Oh my gosh, but you might also lose steps doing that though, right?
Banana?
What banana? Good.
I don't think there's anything here. Another banana?
Yay. Oh good.
Another banana?
Banana.
Nothing. An orange? Okay. Stay calm. Look around. Banana na 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 apple. Okay. Doesn't seem like there's anything there. Okay, let's not jinx it too much, right?
Okay. Right. goes.
Let's hope I can actually pass through here.
Oh gosh.
No!
No? Why?
Oh, wait. Okay, I can.
Good.
Oh, no. Wait. Question is... Okay, that leads to the elevator. I need to open this, which is there. So how do I get there? Okay, so... Okay, I need to do that first. So...
Guess Simon can't jump.
Nope. It's a good thing that this doesn't take any extra steps running around here. The other thing that I am worried about, however, is time.
Time, yes, the 1 hour run.
Hardy hearties. Hardy heart. No need to be salty that I'm so good at this game. I don't know. I couldn't come up with a good pun. Shut up. I guess that was just lore here.
Oh.
So, okay. I need to hurry. Can I pass through the other way? I can. Okay.
I don't know how you avoid getting turned around. Just in this room is difficult to navigate.
Yes, I am, Teets. And you should already know that I am. As is Shady, for that matter.
I am rather blue about it.
About the game, yes.
Yes. Oh, good job. You did it.
Now I need to make sure that I can still pass, because I need to go back out this way. So pull this backwards. Pull this backwards. And with that I can leave, so I don't need to worry about anything else. One, two. So would that be the same? No, that would raise it. Let me see. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And that would turn it. Question is... Okay, so that just leads to the dead end. Good to know, so it's not that way. I have a fairly good idea how to do it. I thought I knew how to do it. Might be like that. Okay, so this is not taking steps either. Perfect.
Oh, good.
I realize all of this doesn't matter.
Doesn't?
No, because it's a one-day run.
Oh, yes.
I don't need to think about what makes it easier in the future. I just need to make sure I finish this now. You know, if I do, I hope I make it, but if I do make it, I'm pretty proud of myself having done it this rapidly.
Oh my goodness, there's so much to do.
The good news is, there is a bit of a shortcut. Oh wait, no, there is no shortcut I can take.
Oh,
Because
no.
I forgot to open the gate. I was counting on the gate being open. If that's
No.
what fails me...
Oh, Ash.
gonna try, but I think it's closed. Next time I need to make sure this gate is open if I fail. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10, 9, because it adds to 8, 7, 6. I should be able to make it.
Okay. Go, Ash, go.
Need to make sure I go the right way.
Yeah, no mistakes. Each step.
And it adds to
You did it!
I did it!
You did it!
Ah.
Just a few steps left.
Ironically, this and the ending with the curse run, Shady, if you remember what I'm talking about, are the two
Yes.
are the two best endings in this game, and the book.
He had a red crown made of rubies, and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said.
The question
It's so
is,
sad, that family torn
Could not
apart.
stand
I
the
know.
sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves, and he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies. He couldn't see beyond the red shade, he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share.
you never saw this ending, did you?
No.
This was the first ending.
But one day the prince saw something new. And if you look closely, you might see it too. The skies parted and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color. The color blue.
You know the one irony, Shady?
What?
The last word she says and the last image we saw was in room 46 with the word blue. What
Yes.
was the last word we found in room 46?
Blue. Yes, in the back rooms.
Yes. This is a good ending.
Yes.
somewhat. It's not the best.
Somewhat. Yeah.
Comparatively, this is a good I will say, this ending, the ending with the throne room, and the ending with the blue book, I would say if you end the game where the blue book is, it's alright of an ending. It's not good, but it's alright. But playing further than that ruins the game.
Yeah, the game audio is too loud for people to hear you right now, Ash.
Yeah, I can't skip. I lowered the volume a little because it is very loud in my ears as well. But yeah, as I was saying, you have this ending, you have an ending. You have an ending with the throne room, and you have an ending where you find a blue book. They're not good endings by any means, narratively speaking, but comparatively, they're endings I can live with. They are an ending.
Yes.
But if you play past the blue book more, then you're only in for disappointment. So if I have any advice for people playing this game, stop when you get to the blue book. There are more puzzles afterwards, but it's not rewarding.
Yeah, I mean, unless you really are a completionist, then you must do it. Yes, but at least these are endings. They didn't actually give an ending at all
they didn't.
when you find the real secret.
Mount Holly, your new home.
That's so sweet.
Now I need to save and continue, because I need to... The next day, look at that, 3 trophies. I've got the owl one.
Yay! You got the hour one too?
Yes.
Good job. Nice.
So I got the inheritance trophy, which I already had on my main save. The day 1 trophy. And the 40 hours. So I'm probably not gonna fully finish it. However, I am going to call it a day, because I don't need anything else.
Right.
From
But
the
like if you
save
go
file.
back to your main save, will those trophies be there?
No.
Oh.
That is why you need to import them.
Oh, you can import them. That's nice.
Yep. So if you open the Black Bridge Grotto, or whatever it's called, you know, where we have all those computer terminals,
Uh-huh.
you can import trophies from another save file, which is how you get all the trophies on a single save file.
Ah, okay. That's
So-
good.
Now I'm gonna show you. I'm probably not gonna do it fully, but we have a little more time, because
Wait,
since I
were
did
you
start
supposed
late.
to clear that or before you import?
Oh no, that is the one with my trophies.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm going for this one.
Okay.
So
Another new game.
dare mode.
Oh, dare mode. Okay.
So you're going to see what dare mode entails. And let me tell you, it ain't fun. But it's not, it in theory, I'm not gonna say in practice, but in theory, yeah, I have a lot of hours on this game. It should be easier. It should be easier than what I just did. However, it depends on what dares you get. And I will say, Shady, if you're going to join me in the future for this run, prepare to feel sad. Because...
Really?
Yes, because failing this dare mode challenge and having to restart the dare mode gives you a very sad game over.
Really? Oh, no.
Yes.
More sad than Simon living without his mother?
Yes. Open
But
only
only
if you dare.
dare. Oh
I,
dear.
Herbert S. Sinclair, dare you, Simon P. Jones, to reach room 46 without failing any of the following dares. Dare 1. I dare you to never have more than 2 special items in your inventory.
Hmm.
So that means I can't make the power hammer.
Oh
Jesus,
wow.
that's a rough challenge. It's doable, but it's rough.
No items, 2 items at one time, right?
Yes.
Okay. And this is a multi-day challenge?
Yes. 1 item? But that's a good one to have, because it does give you a chance for resources. Oh, I was like, why do I not have a map? Because I didn't pick it up. That's why!
Rookie mistake. Oh yes,
Also,
I like his.
also, special items are these ones. The ones in the inventory. They don't count towards
Right.
resources.
Okay. So you can only have 2, and then after that you can't pick up any more, or else you fail the dare, right?
Yes. I might fail the dare. Oh, this is a good one. But I can't pick up anything else. I might fail the dare on purpose. This
Why?
time because I'm almost out of time. I am not going to finish the run this time.
Uh,
I'm already happy that I actually finished my 1 hour and my 1 day. That's 2 achievements
yes,
in
true.
one's done. And also because, Shady, I want to prepare you for failing dare mode. Because I genuinely felt bad failing dare with the
Wow.
kind of cutscene they give you.
Okay.
Thank you, Sileki. I do appreciate your kind words. Also, I don't know if that was to you or to someone else. Oh, yeah, I failed.
And
Look, I
that
wasn't
was
paying
saying
attention.
goodbye
This is the ending you get.
to
Look,
my dreams and the sea,
Ah,
and wonder why daring feels just like defeat.
oh my goodness.
you see what I mean?
Yes. Hasn't he had enough tragedy in his life?
Yes. But yes, this is basically dare mode. And I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to check it out whether or not I am wrong. But I think... Oh yeah, dare mode makes everything turn blue for some reason. Like the game hasn't had
Okay.
enough blue yet. But curse mode... oh, sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you. Curse mode should in theory be even easier because curse mode is the normal game mode on hard. Because you only start with like 12 steps, but you can get more steps and all that. And every time you draft a specific room, you can lose stuff. But if you stick to drafting blue rooms, which granted isn't always possible, but if you stick to drafting as many blue rooms as possible, you don't lose all that much. So it is difficult, but it is easier than dare mode or what I just did. But I wanted to say, Sileki, because you were talking about having 107 hours. Was that with you that I talked about Binding of Isaac? Or was that with someone else? Do you remember, Shady? Because I know I talked
I do
about...
believe you spoke about Binding of Isaac with Sileki.
Yes, that is the one game where I am like... I went a little hard on. But yeah, I've got... Gonna remove this. I've got about 124 hours on this game. the reason why it's much more than you see on this profile is because it's not my first time trying the 1 day run. I already did it for a couple of hours, so... But yeah, because it is about time. Normally my stream was gonna go a little longer, but I just finished with everything. So I am going to call it up soon. However, before I call it up, there is something else to share.
Oh?
Yes. I forgot to do this last time, but last time I was really defeated. What I always do at the end of my stream is go through my clips, the clips that have been made for, you know, during my current stream. Now, I forgot last time, so there's also going to be clips from my last stream. And apparently 3 clips have been made.
Oh.
And they're all made by Teats, so let's have a look. Let me first see browser capture specific window. Is it picking up?
I don't see anything yet.
Why is it
Black
not...
screen.
Why is it not showing?
Have you been sabotaged?
I think so. Oh.
Oh?
I'm using the wrong capture. Give me a moment. Okay, now I do need to adjust that to the window, so give me a moment. I swear I'm usually more professional than this. Transform. Fit to screen. Okay. And that needs to be lower. There we go. Oh, I have no alerts on this window.
Darn.
You can... Oh. You can... I was gonna say you can give yourself the resources back. You can't. Anyway.
It's fine.
So... But I do have alert box here. Oh, because I don't have... Give me one moment. Copy. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Paste. Okay, can you try playing a sound
Yes.
again?
Sure.
A few moments later.
There you go. Now you have sounds here. Anyway, this is the first clip, which is the wrong clip, I just realized. So the first clip is parental guidance. Which I think is the clip we which is the clip we mentioned where you got a little impatient, Shady.
Me? I got impatient?
Yes. Are you ready to hear this?
I'm patient.
Are you ready to hear this?
Fine, let's hear what you think is me being impatient. Yay, more gems. Oh, cheese and crackers, Ash. The puzzles are that way.
Shady.
Yeah. What? Oh,
Sorry.
gosh.
I'm about done.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I am patiently waiting.
Oh, please, Deeds, clip that. See? You got a little impatient.
Not my best moment.
Oh, I love the whole cheese and crackers, Ash. The puzzles are that way. Oh, that was brilliant.
We were so close at that point to solving the
Yeah.
backrooms part, which I guess this was supposed to felt was like the very end of the whole game, and you were just collecting steps, and I just thought, is that necessary? But
You know the sad part was? It was
did
necessary.
yes, it was absolutely necessary.
The next one is True Ending, True Nature.
I guess this was supposed to be the true ending, you know, instead of because if you find room 46, a lot of people end it there
I guess.
and think that is the end of the game because you get you inherit the mana from Herbert and all that stuff. But I guess if you go farther, you find that you are the true inheritor, not because Herbert gave it to you, but because
Herbert's mom is a
Mommy.
bitch?
yes, because Herbert's mom is a bitch. She really was awful. I felt so bad for Herbert. Didn't it seem throughout like every document she ever made, she just doesn't like Herbert and just loves Simon?
I mean, we're not wrong. She was
True.
mean. God, I couldn't
Yes.
stand her. A platonically romantic response. What is this? Also, what did you DM me? Of course.
What?
He DM'd me, hey, are you, the Ash, the one from Pokemon? Fuck you, Teens! You're one of my best
Wow.
friends, but fuck you for that! Pain. Life is pain. First Blueprints disappoints me, then Teeds disappoints me.
Oh, Teeth says there's a secret clip. You just need to refresh your list. Is this a lot like the last puzzle in the blueprints?
Dubious reassurances, what? I swear I'm usually more professional than this. I mean, I am usually more professional than this. I just used the wrong browser source, so I had to set everything up again. Yes, usually. But yeah, those were it for clips. I hope, unless there's another super secret clip. God, I hope not. Anyway. So I did manage to get the 1 day and 1 hour run. That makes it so that the most difficult challenge of this game is finished. Which means if I don't try to go for the 2 easier ones, I would feel kind of bad about that. Because I did the hardest, I did everything in the main game, I just didn't do the 2 intermediate challenging things. I don't know. I'll think about it, because I did mention at the beginning of the stream for the people who weren't there yet, I wasn't sure about actually finishing the game, because that's how disappointed I was with the story. I am a person who very much is very deep into the story, and a story can make it or break it for me, and the way Blueprints ended disappointed so much that I actually considered not going for the achievements. However, I wanted to be fair to the game. I wanted to be fair and at least give it a shot. Try to go for the ending, because most of the game was fun. The puzzles were fun, the gameplay was fun, and the way that they were building up the story was fun up until the ending. So at the very least, I wanted to give it a try. Now that I've actually, because I'm surprised I got that quick, I'm gonna say, Shady, you're my good luck charm. Thank you.
Yay.
But I am going to try, because it's just 2 trophies and they're not the hardest ones. So I am going to try and go for it. And once that is done, I'm going to switch off and play Claire Obscure Expedition 33. But I am going to try and go for the last 2 achievements and actually 100% this game. I am this far, I don't want to, give up now. So Friday, I will be back. I don't know with what game yet. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be Remnants. Are you working Friday, Shady?
I am scheduled to work Friday, yes. Sorry.
So that's probably not that's probably not Remnants. Thank you. I just couldn't come up with the name. So it's probably not Remnants.
Yeah.
So Friday I will either play more Blueprints by myself, or Teets and I, Xanis here, and I are going to try and play Man of Medan. However, and this is mostly for Silecki in case this interests you, we have something in this stream called The Curse of Man of Medan. You see, Teets and I have been trying to play, whenever it's just the 2 of us and Shady can't join us, we have said that the first series we're going to try and play through is the horror anthology, which is Man of Medan, New Hope, and those other 2, whatever they're called. However, for some reason, every single time Teets and I try playing Man of Medan, always something happens, so we can't play Man of Medan. We have had 2 days where we finished one side of the story of Man of Medan for each of us. But other than that, every single time we have planned specifically to play Man of Medan, always something has gotten in between, to the point that the last time we played, Tidio, Xanus, got a tornado warning and couldn't play. This game is cursed. Yes, it's that bad. Exactly. So, before the ads start, I am going to raid out. It was fun seeing you again, Silecki. I hope I see you again next time. Let's first take a look at who we are going to raid. Let's raid Sketch. We haven't raid Sketched in a while.
Yay, Sketch.
And with that, I wish you all a pleasant evening. Stay safe out there, Wastelanders. It's a dangerous world out there.